we've got two things to talk about. We've got the MPG Cap, and I think all of you are familiar with that. And we've got the MPG Booster, and that is the new liquid form of the MPG Cap. The things that I'd like to talk about is what is it, how does it work, prove it, and then will it work in my car? That's really the bottom line. What it is, that pill that you have that you're selling and the liquid that you will have is a combustion catalyst. And that's not exactly true, because what you've got is the way to get the combustion catalyst. It's the precursor. And you put it in the fuel just because the fuel goes into the engine, into the combustion chamber. And what happens when it goes in there is it liberates the catalytic material that is then deposited on the piston face and the fire deck, which is the head, the top of the engine, and in fact on the spark plug. And one of the few things that I think are memorable and worth taking away from this meeting, what I'm saying today, is that your best salesman is the spark plug from your customer's car after they've done the conditioning. Because when they pull that spark plug out, it'll be red. That is the reason that it's effective in their car, and that's all you need to know. What a combustion catalyst does is this. This is a pit fire in Norway, and it's exactly the same amount of crude oil in both pit fires. This is without the catalyst, and this is with the catalyst. Only difference, except it was a little bit lighter day, so they had to adjust the, because there was so little smoke, they had to adjust the focus on the camera. That's why the sky looks darker. They were trying to show what little smoke, just that there was some smoke left. That's what a combustion catalyst does. There are only three things that MPG Cap, MPG Booster does. Three things. The first thing is an immediate thing, and that is an increase in octane. That's the first thing. And then a little bit after that, that's immediate. That happens as soon as you put it into the tank, immediate increase in octane. Second thing is it removes carbon deposits from inside the engine. And that takes a little bit longer. That's what the conditioning period is. And then after you've done that, you wind up with the real benefit. And the real benefit is 10%, not 20%, not 30%, not 40%. We've tested this, I've tested this for 37 years. And in every reasonably controlled, precise test, it's 10%. Now, 10% isn't bad. 10% on a 20-gallon tank, to fill a 20-gallon tank at $2.50 a gallon, that's $50. 10% is $5. You're offering them a pill at $2 that saves them 10%. Do any of you have any investments that will give 150% return? I don't, and I'd like to hear about it if you do. This is the inside of, happens to be a Mercedes engine that was run, and it shows the piston faces. It's got the head taken off after 25,000 miles usage of the MPG-BOOST. And you'll notice that there's carbon up here. And this is now 25,000 miles after continuous use, proper use of the MPG-BOOST. And you see the red color. That is what gives the benefit. It's not the pill that you are selling. It's not the pill that your customer is putting in the fuel. It's what happens to that pill after it dissolves, when it gets in the combustion chamber and goes through the flame combustion. It's deposited on the piston face and fire deck, and that red coating is the source. You can take that piston out. I've done this. You can take that piston out. You can pass a hexane air mixture over it, and that piston will give 100% conversion to carbon dioxide. And that piston will give 0 conversion to carbon dioxide. It is catalytic. Okay? So that's what it does. This is why it does it. That picture is taken with an atom force microscope. This is 1.3 million times magnification. And those little haystacks are 60 angstroms high and 120 angstroms wide. That is nanophase catalyst iron. This is an iron-based technology. That's really good news because every car and truck exhaust has the highest content of any metal is iron because they're built out of iron, amazingly enough, and it's a wear metal. And so we're not contributing anything unusual to the exhaust. And that nanophase structure is what causes the catalytic combustion benefit at the piston face and fire deck. That's why there is no benefit immediately. You've got to understand that. Once you do that, you've got this. And once you've got that, you have the improved fuel economy. Measuring that is next to impossible. I'll explain that. That's the key part. This is your best salesman. This is a customer return spark plug. And you know why they returned it? Because it was red. Spark plugs aren't supposed to be red, and they were absolutely right about that. Spark plugs aren't supposed to be red. They're supposed to be black and smelly. This is completely clean. It's red on the electrode and red on the shoulder. That is the catalytic base of action. If that red coating is present in your customer's car, and it will be if they use the product properly, they will get the fuel economy benefit. And it'll be 10%, not 20%.